Hey guys, so we've got the Gary Leivers 912 case split. I'll talk about it here with you. I want to show it to you. It's all standard. The bearings were worn out. I wouldn't say really worn out, but there was some grit that got in there and marked them up pretty good. Let me show you. Okay, so here's the case half. Silicone, don't use it. Let me show you what it does. You can see here how it squeezes out, and it'll get into all the journals and it'll plug little spots where the oil is supposed to go. So don't use it. And you can see it really doesn't even seal properly. There's more of it right here than anywhere else. Then that's really where you don't need to seal at. So you can see here, it's just, it was leaking through. Obviously it was leaking through. And the other thing, there was some kind of additive put in this case. Like I said, like a sealer or something. And it really kind of laid in everywhere and just kind of gobbed up everywhere, as you can see here. There was a lot of it on the pan. So that stuff, not really good. It's not going to save anything if that's what people are trying to do with it. The cam followers all look decent. They're not concaved, as you can see in here. They're pretty cool. Those are going to be okay. The crank, I'm going to polish the crank. It's like I said, it's standard. The crank is looks pretty decent. But we'll take it over to Ollie's and have Tim polish it all up. I haven't done that yet. I've been there a lot with a lot of cranks, but we're working my way to getting to polishing the cranks. So that'll get done. The rods, the bearing, the torque on the bolts were a little light, and they kind of just they were light on the torque. So that's one thing. Bearing wise, this one here is the worst one. It's got a really deep scratch groove cut into the center of it. So something was riding in there for a little while. It got stuck and grinded that up down. So fortunately the crank isn't like that. So that's good. And there's this one. Let me show you this one. And you can see this one, you can see that it was actually stopped at one location for quite a while. It's got some weird circles in that area. This one here had a little corrosion. Let me see if I can get that more in the light. You can see that a little better. Right there. Look at that. Look, it's almost like it's got some rust in there. Okay. So, obviously we get new bearings and all that. I just kind of showing you the case. Well, when we take it apart, like I said, the silicone, don't use it. It just balls up everywhere, and it ends up in places we don't want it. Here's the other half. Here's the other half of the case, and the little cap there. The silicone's in there, and let's see the bearings. The bearings you can see are worn, and just a little bit of dirty oil getting scratched in there. And a good rotation. It wasn't like it was sticky or anything, and that's the other bearing. We'll replace those, and those are all standard again. And then the crankshaft, camshaft, I'm sorry. The crank had issues on the tips of the lobes, as we can get. Yeah, there you go. Tip of the lobe was pitted pretty bad, so that eventually is going to deteriorate that. Let me see if I get that better. So that's got that on the cam. So we're going to replace that cam, get new bearings, and put this thing back together. I don't believe it's going to need to be line board. Standard, and the rotation was nice. Just we'll put it together with the right glues. This silicone is just terrible. It really is, and unfortunately, it just allows it to leak. So I wanted to just kind of show you the case taken apart and the rods out, show you the bearings and all that. I think it's pretty interesting to see. So hopefully you guys, maybe some guys not have seen these split. So there it is. Okay. All right. Back to working on the 3.8 and going to wrap up the other 3.56 and we'll get some more videos done. Thanks for checking this one out.